The sleek white spacecraft hovered silently above the Earth's surface, its cloaking device rendering it invisible to the primitive human technology. Inside the vessel, two green-skinned, long-haired, dark-haired humanoid females sat at the controls, their white jumpsuits a stark contrast to the dimly lit interior. "Are you sure about this, Vala?" the younger of the two asked, her emerald eyes filled with uncertainty. Vala, the elder and more experienced of the pair, nodded solemnly. "We have no choice, Virana. Our people are dying. The males of our species have been rendered infertile by the Krillian virus. If we don't find a solution soon, the verdant will cease to exist." Virana's delicate features twisted in anguish. But to abduct humans? It seems so barbaric. Vala placed a comforting hand on her companion's shoulder. "I know it's not ideal, but we've exhausted all other options. The humans are genetically compatible with our species. They may be our last hope." Virana sighed, her slender fingers dancing across the ship's controls. "I've located two potential candidates, Dr. Ethan Tucker, a renowned xenobiologist, and Dr. Liam Hendricks, a brilliant physician. They're currently attending a conference in New York City." Vala's emerald eyes sparkled with determination. "Perfect. Set a course for their location. We'll bring them aboard and explain the situation. Hopefully, they'll understand our plight and agree to help us willingly." As the spacecraft descended through Earth's atmosphere, Vala couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt. She knew that what they were about to do was a violation of the humans' rights, but the survival of her species hung in the balance. She steeled herself for the task ahead, knowing that the fate of the verdant rested on her shoulders. Dr. Ethan Tucker and Dr. Liam Hendricks were deep in conversation as they exited the conference center, their minds buzzing with the latest advancements in xenobiology. They were so engrossed in their discussion that they failed to notice the strange white light that engulfed them until it was too late. When they regained consciousness, they found themselves in a sterile, white room, their bodies strapped to examination tables. Panic gripped them as they struggled against their restraints, their minds racing with possibilities. "What the hell is going on?" Dr. Tucker demanded, his voice tinged with fear and anger. "Please, remain calm," a melodic voice responded, and the two men turned to see Vala and Virana standing before them, their green skin and dark hair a stark contrast to their white jumpsuits. "Who are you? What do you want with us?" Dr. Hendricks asked, his eyes wide with disbelief. Vala stepped forward, her expression solemn. "I am Vala and this is Virana. We are members of the Verdant, a species from a distant planet. We mean you no harm, but we desperately need your help." Dr. Tucker scoffed. "Help! You've abducted us! How do you expect us to trust you?" Virana's eyes filled with tears. "Please, you must understand, our people are dying. The males of our species have been rendered infertile by a virus. We need your genetic material to ensure the survival of our race." Dr. Hendricks's brow furrowed. "You want us to be breeding stock?" Vala shook her head. "No, not like that. We would never force you to do anything against your will. We're asking for your help, your cooperation. In exchange, we can offer you knowledge and technology beyond your wildest dreams." The two men exchanged a glance, their minds reeling with the implications of the aliens' request. They had dedicated their lives to the pursuit of knowledge and the betterment of all life forms. Could they really turn their backs on an entire species in their time of need? Dr. Tucker sighed, his shoulders slumping in resignation. "If we agree to help you, what guarantee do we have that you'll return us safely to Earth?" Vala's expression softened. "You have my word, Dr. Tucker. We are not monsters. We are simply a species fighting for survival, just like you." As the two men pondered their decision, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were about to embark on a journey that would change the course of their lives forever. Little did they know that their choice would not only impact the fate of the Verdant, but the future of humanity itself. Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks sat in stunned silence as Vala and Virana explained the dire situation facing the Verdant. The two alien females spoke of a once thriving civilization, now on the brink of extinction due to a cruel twist of fate. "The Krillian virus appeared without warning," Vala said, her voice heavy with sorrow. "It swept through our population like a wildfire, targeting the reproductive systems of our males. Within a matter of months, our birth rates plummeted to near zero." Virana, her emerald eyes glistening with unshed tears, continued, We tried everything: genetic engineering, cloning, even interbreeding with compatible species from nearby star systems. But nothing worked. The virus had adapted to every countermeasure we employed. Dr. Hendricks, his curiosity piqued despite the circumstances, leaned forward. "And you believe that human genetic material is the key to your survival?" Vala nodded. "Our scientists have run countless simulations. Human DNA is remarkably similar to our own, yet possesses a unique resilience to the Krillin virus. If we can successfully integrate human genetic material into our reproductive process, we may be able to create a new generation of verdant immune to the virus's effects." Dr. Tucker, his brow furrowed in thought, asked, "But why us specifically? Surely there are other humans who would be more suitable for this task." Virana's gaze met his, her expression earnest. "We have been observing humanity for some time, Dr. Tucker. Your species possesses a remarkable capacity for adaptability and innovation, and you in particular have demonstrated a keen intellect and a deep compassion for all forms of life." Dr. Hendricks, a hint of a smile tugging at his lips, added, "Plus, we're not too hard on the eyes, right?" Vala and Virana exchanged a glance, a flicker of amusement passing between them. "While physical attractiveness is not our primary concern, we cannot deny that you possess qualities that we find appealing." Dr. Tucker, his cheeks flushing slightly, cleared his throat. "I appreciate the compliment, but we need to focus on the matter at hand. If we agree to help you, what exactly would be required of us?" Vala, her expression turning serious once more, replied, "We would need you to provide us with genetic samples, sperm to be precise. Our scientists would then work to integrate your genetic material into our reproductive process, with the goal of creating a new generation of verdant that can resist the Krillin virus." Dr. Hendricks, his eyebrows raised in surprise, asked, "And how exactly would we provide these samples?" Virana, a hint of color rising in her green cheeks, answered, "We have developed a specialized collection device that would allow you to donate your genetic material in a manner that is both efficient and comfortable." Dr. Tucker, his mind racing with the implications of their request, said, "I understand the gravity of your situation, but we need time to think about this. It's not a decision we can make lightly." Vala, her expression sympathetic, nodded. "Of course, Dr. Tucker. We would never force you to do anything against your will. But please consider our plea. The fate of our entire species rests in your hands." As the two alien females left the room, Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks were left to ponder the weight of the decision before them. They had dedicated their lives to the pursuit of knowledge and the betterment of all life forms. But this was a request that went beyond anything they had ever encountered. Could they really turn their backs on an entire species in their time of need? And if they agreed to help, what would be the consequences? Not just for the verdant, but for humanity as a whole. As they sat in the sterile, white room, the weight of the universe seeming to press down upon them, Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks knew that they had a choice to make, a choice that would echo across the stars and shape the destiny of two worlds forever intertwined. Hours turned into days as Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks grappled with the decision that lay before them. The weight of the verdant's plea hung heavy in the air, a constant reminder of the lives that hung in the balance. "I just don't know if I can do it," Dr. Tucker confessed, his voice barely above a whisper. "I mean, I've always believed in the sanctity of life, but this is something else entirely." Dr. Hendricks, his expression pensive, replied, "I know what you mean. It's not like we're just donating blood or organs. We're talking about creating new life, a hybrid of human and verdant. The implications are staggering." The two men fell silent, each lost in their own thoughts. They had witnessed firsthand the desperation in Vala and Virana's eyes, the raw emotion that had poured forth as they spoke of their people's plight. But could they really be the saviors of an entire species? As if on cue, the door to their room slid open, revealing Vala and Virana. The two verdant females looked haggard, their emerald eyes dulled by the weight of their burdens. "Have you reached a decision?" Vala asked, her voice tinged with a mixture of hope and fear. Dr. Tucker, his jaw clenched tight, replied, "We're still considering our options. This isn't a choice we can make lightly." Virana, her expression pleading, stepped forward. "Please, you must understand. Every moment we delay, more of our people succumb to the virus. We are a proud race, but we are not too proud to beg for your help. Dr. Hendricks, his brow furrowed in thought, asked, "What about the ethical implications? How can we be sure that our genetic material won't be used for nefarious purposes?" Vala, her gaze unwavering, answered, "We have no interest in using your genetic material for anything other than the survival of our species. We will provide you with full access to our research and allow you to oversee the entire process." Dr. Tucker, his resolve wavering, said, "And what about the potential consequences for humanity? How can we be sure that our actions won't have unintended repercussions?" Varana, her voice soft but firm, replied, "We cannot predict the future, Dr. Tucker. But we can promise you that we will do everything in our power to ensure that our two species can coexist peacefully. We are not conquerors or colonizers. We simply want to survive." The gravity of the situation weighed heavily upon the two men. They knew that their decision would not only impact the fate of the verdant, but also the future of humanity itself. The responsibility was immense, but so was the potential for good. Dr. Hendricks, his voice steady, spoke first. "I'm in. I can't stand by and watch an entire civilization crumble, not when I have the power to do something about it." Dr. Tucker, his expression resolute, nodded in agreement. "I'm in too. Your offer to provide full access to your research and allow us to oversee the process has helped ease my concerns. We'll work together to ensure that our genetic material is used responsibly and ethically." Vala and Varana exchanged a glance, relief and gratitude etched upon their green features. "Of course, Dr. Tucker. We would be honored to have you as our partners in this endeavor." And so, with a handshake that bridged the gap between two worlds, Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks embarked upon a journey that would change the course of history. They knew that the road ahead would be fraught with challenges and uncertainties, but they also knew that they could not turn their backs on those in need. As the Verdant spacecraft hurtled through the void of space, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of an entire species, Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks steeled themselves for the trials to come. They were no longer just scientists. They were the guardians of life itself, the architects of a future that would be written in the stars. As the Verdant spacecraft approached their homeworld of Chloris, Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks found themselves marveling at the lush green planet that filled the viewscreen. It was a world unlike any they had ever seen, a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of the Verdant people. Vala and Varana guided the two men through the sprawling research facility that would serve as their home for the foreseeable future. The complex was a marvel of technology, with gleaming white corridors and state-of-the-art laboratories that put even the most advanced human facilities to shame. "This is where we will be conducting our research," Vala explained, gesturing to a large circular room filled with strange alien machinery. "Our scientists have been working tirelessly to develop a method for integrating human genetic material into our reproductive process." Dr. Hendricks, his eyes wide with wonder, asked, "How exactly does the process work?" Varana, a hint of concern in her voice, replied, "We have developed a specialized device that can extract and isolate the necessary genetic material from your sperm samples. From there, we use a complex series of algorithms to determine the optimal combination of human and verdant DNA to create a viable embryo. However, we have encountered an unexpected problem." Dr. Tucker, his brow furrowed in concentration, said, "What kind of problem?" Vala, her expression troubled, answered, "Despite our best efforts, we have been unable to successfully create a viable embryo in the laboratory setting. We have tried every possible combination of human and verdant genetic material, but the embryos simply failed to develop beyond the initial stages." The four of them sat in silence for a moment, each lost in their own thoughts. Finally, Dr. Hendricks spoke up. "Could there be some factor that we're not considering? Something that's present in natural conception, but absent in the laboratory?" Varana, her eyes widening with realization, exclaimed, "Of course! The verdant reproductive process is not just a matter of combining genetic material. It involves a complex interplay of hormones, enzymes, and other biological factors that we have not been able to replicate in the lab." Dr. Tucker, his expression thoughtful, added, "And if we can't replicate those factors in the lab, then the only way to create a viable embryo would be—" Vala, her voice barely above a whisper, finished his sentence. "Natural conception, between a human male and a verdant female." The implications of this realization hung heavy in the air. Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks exchanged a glance, both of them grappling with the weight of what they were being asked to do. Varana, her expression apologetic, said, "We understand that this is a lot to ask of you, We would never force you to do anything against your will. But if there is any chance that natural conception could save our species, Dr. Hendricks, his voice steady, replied, "We understand the gravity of the situation, and while we cannot make this decision lightly, we also cannot turn our backs on those in need." Dr. Tucker, his expression resolute, added, "We will need to discuss this further, but know that we are committed to doing whatever we can to help your people." Vala, her eyes shining with gratitude, said, "Thank you, both of you. Your compassion and dedication give us hope in our darkest hour." The four of them sat together, their minds racing with the implications of what they had just realized. Dr. Tucker, his expression pensive, said, "If we're going to pursue natural conception, we need to consider the potential risks and benefits carefully." Virana nodded, her brow furrowed in thought. On the one hand, natural conception may be our only hope of creating viable embryos and saving our species from extinction. But on the other hand, we must consider the emotional and psychological impact on both the human and verdant participants. Dr. Hendricks, his voice steady, added, "There's also the question of genetic compatibility. While our initial tests suggest that human and verdant DNA are compatible, we can't be certain of the long-term effects on the offspring." Vala, her expression determined, said, "We have to weigh these risks against the alternative, the complete extinction of our species. If we do nothing, the verdant will cease to exist within a generation." Dr. Tucker, his eyes locked with Vala's, said, "We understand the gravity of the situation, and we're committed to doing whatever we can to help. But we need to approach this with caution and care, ensuring that everyone involved is fully informed and consenting." Virana, her voice filled with conviction, added, "Our people will embrace the offspring as a symbol of hope and the unbreakable spirit of the verdant. They will be a testament to our resilience and adaptability in the face of adversity." Dr. Hendricks, his expression thoughtful, said, "These are all valid concerns, but I believe that the potential benefits outweigh the risks. If we can create healthy, viable offspring through natural conception, we'll be giving the verdant a chance at survival and a future." Vala, her eyes shining with hope, said, "And in doing so, we'll be forging a bond between our two species that will last for generations. Our offspring will be a living testament to the power of compassion, cooperation, and the unbreakable spirit of life itself." As they continued to brainstorm and discuss the various aspects of their plan, the four of them felt a sense of purpose and determination that transcended the boundaries of their individual species. They knew that the road ahead would be challenging, but they also knew that they had the strength, the wisdom, and the courage to face whatever lay before them. Dr. Tucker, his voice filled with conviction, said, "We'll need to proceed carefully and methodically, ensuring that every step of the process is carefully monitored and controlled. We'll also need to provide emotional and psychological support for everyone involved, recognizing the immense personal sacrifice that this decision entails." Virana, her expression softening, added, "And we'll need to approach this with the utmost respect and compassion, honoring the autonomy and dignity of every individual involved. This decision requires deep reflection and unwavering commitment from all of us." As the four of them continued to talk late into the night, they felt a sense of kinship and connection that transcended the boundaries of their individual species. They knew that they were embarking on a journey that would test the very limits of their courage and conviction, but they also knew that they were not alone. But even as they grappled with the enormity of the task before them, they also knew that they had the strength, the wisdom, and the determination to see it through to the end. Together, they would find a way to bridge the gap between their two worlds and build a future that was bright with promise and possibility. In the days following their decision to pursue natural conception, Dr. Tucker, Dr. Hendricks, Vala, and Virana found themselves grappling with the profound emotional and psychological implications of their choice. The weight of their responsibility hung heavy in the air, a constant reminder of the uncharted territory they were about to embark upon. Vala and Virana, their expressions a mix of determination and trepidation, approached Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks in the research facility's common area. "We've made our decision," Vala said softly, "but we can't help but feel a sense of nervousness about what lies ahead. This is uncharted territory for all of us." Dr. Tucker, his eyes filled with understanding, took Vala's hand in his. "We're in this together, Vala. We'll face whatever challenges come our way with compassion, respect, and unwavering support for one another." Dr. Hendricks nodded in agreement, his gaze meeting Virana's. We've considered every angle and weighed the risks. We believe this is the right path forward, and we'll be there for each other every step of the way." As the four of them continued to plan and prepare, they found themselves growing closer, their bond deepening with each passing day. They shared meals, exchanged stories, and found solace in each other's company, drawing strength from their shared purpose and the knowledge that they were not alone in this uncharted territory. Vala and Virana were not the only Verdant women to volunteer for the program. A group of nearly 100 brave and determined females, each with their own unique stories and motivations, stepped forward to be part of this groundbreaking endeavor. Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks found themselves in awe of these women's courage and dedication to their species' survival. The two human doctors worked tirelessly day and night to ensure the success of the natural conception program. They met with each volunteer individually, discussing the process and addressing any concerns they might have. As the program progressed, Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks found themselves forming deep, intimate bonds with many of the Verdant women. One of the volunteers, a striking Verdant named Atala, approached Dr. Tucker with a mischievous glint in her eye. "I must admit, Doctor," she purred, "I've always been curious about human males. I look forward to exploring the mysteries of your species intimately." Dr. Tucker, his cheeks flushing slightly, cleared his throat. "I appreciate your enthusiasm, Atala, but remember, this is a serious undertaking. We must approach it with respect and professionalism." Dr. Tucker, his stamina and dedication unwavering, spent countless hours in the embrace of the Verdant volunteers. He marveled at the beauty and strength of each woman he encountered, from the fiery passion of Atala to the gentle tenderness of Vala. With each successful conception, he felt a growing sense of purpose and pride in the role he played in securing the future of the Verdant species. Meanwhile, Dr. Hendricks found himself engaged in a lively discussion with another volunteer, a quick-witted Verdant named Naya. "I've heard that human males have quite the stamina," she teased, her eyes dancing with mirth. "I hope you're up for the challenge, Doctor." Dr. Hendricks, his lips twitching into a smile, replied, "I assure you, Naya, I'm more than capable of rising to the occasion." Similarly, Dr. Hendricks found himself utterly consumed by the task at hand. He lost count of the number of times he had joined with the Verdant women in their quest for procreation. From the playful banter of Naya to the quiet intensity of Virana, each encounter left him feeling more connected to their cause and more determined to see it through to the end. As the weeks turned into months, the signs of their success became increasingly apparent. The research facility buzzed with excitement as more and more pregnancy tests came back positive. Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks, their bodies and minds pushed to the limits, found themselves marveling at the sheer number of Verdant women they had impregnated. But even as they celebrated these victories, the challenges they faced seemed to multiply. Some members of the Verdant Society expressed concerns about the potential consequences of their actions, questioning the wisdom of interspecies reproduction and warning of the potential for unintended consequences. Dr. Tucker and Dr. Hendricks, their resolve unwavering, addressed these concerns head-on. "We understand the risks," Dr. Tucker said, his voice steady and clear, "but we also understand the cost of inaction. If we do nothing, the Verdant will cease to exist. We have a moral obligation to do everything in our power to prevent that from happening." Dr. Hendricks, his eyes filled with conviction, added, "We have considered every possible angle, every potential outcome, and we believe with every fiber of our being that this is the right thing to do." As the first Verdant-human hybrid babies began to take shape in the wombs of Vala, Virana, and the dozens of other brave volunteers, the couples stood together, their eyes filled with hope and wonder. They knew that they were witnessing the dawn of a new era, a future in which two worlds would be forever intertwined. They knew that the challenges they faced were far from over, but they also knew that they had each other, and that together they could face anything that lay ahead. For in the face of adversity, they had discovered the true meaning of unity, of compassion, and of the unbreakable spirit of life itself.